We are live.
Hello, guys. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Ben.
How are you?
I am excellent. Actually, how are you doing?
Fine, fine. It's a big day today, and I see that you have a wonderful view behind you.
Yeah, it's the view from my fake Manhattan penthouse apartment. I bought it from all the crypto gains, all the UBXT crypto gains I've made this year. Yeah.
Well, I really would like to have this view.
Yeah, me too.
We are waiting a bit for the people joining. Hello. Just see someone.
Hello, Piero.
Well, feel free to send a hello, guys, so we know that you are there. Yeah, maybe that for those, if it's the first time for you, actually you can you can put all your comments, your question in the chat, and Neil and myself, we're going to try to answer to it. Right, Neil?
Correct.
All right. For me, it's the first time actually that I'm using this interface, and it looks quite good, to be honest.
It's really cool. It's so much better than the alternatives, and actually, just from a workflow perspective, from our perspective, you and I are both like ridiculously busy on a daily basis. So it's even better because we don't have to spend a lot of time doing edits and all that kind of stuff. We can just go live. And I think it's more authentic as well when people see people actually talking as opposed to, having had the chance to cut out all the swear words.
Yeah. All right, maybe we could start.
Yeah, let's go.
And guys, if you have questions, if I'm talking or if Neil is talking, please just shoot, and we're going to try to answer to all of them. So welcome in this recap for June 2021. It has been a very busy month. As always, we have made a lot of huge progress, especially with the performance fees. And as you will see, we are already testing it with the battalion. So some users and some of our best and long-term users. So we're going to explain that. But really, it has been an exciting month, not for the market, because as you saw it, the Bitcoin jumped massively. But that's another question. And so let's start directly. Hello, guys. Okay, I see a lot of other people. Happy to see you here. So the agenda of today, as always, we're going to start with some statistics about the project, the number of users, etc. Then we're going to talk about the phase 2 of the launch because it has been already done. It's working perfectly, actually. And we are preparing right now the phase 3. If you are not up to date regarding that, we're going to also explain you what is the phase 1, 2, and 3. We launched the DAO, so we're going to make a short explanation about that. Then Neil will explain all the marketing updates. And actually, you did a lot this month, really, with your team. You will have some time to explain that. As always, we're going to talk about the IT progress and then what is coming, right? So let's go. Maybe I will start for that, Neil. So regarding the evolution, so we had in the past few weeks a massive increase, and since a few days, the increase is decreasing a bit. Actually, it's perfectly normal. So I was checking with other platform the number of new users, also some influencer on Twitter's. Shared their view because they are seeing a decrease of members or followers of their account. Is actually simply the decrease of the market. So there is a small decrease in the hype, and so some people are just not leaving, but they are just putting that aside, and so you can see a decrease in the number of new users. But it's always in cycles. So right now it's like this, and when the market will again goes up, because it always goes up after a decrease, we can expect to have again a nice increase of users. And right now we have something like more than 7,700 users, which is completely huge for a platform still in demo and in beta for just a few users. It's really cool. So it's still around 33 new accounts per day. And for the staking pools in UBXT, we have currently $1.5 million staked on our smart contract. As you saw it, well, we had a decrease of the price of the UBXT linked to the decrease of the market. The BTC was went down, except if you were in a grave in cavern. Okay, the word in English, Neil. If you were sleeping that month, you maybe missed that, but otherwise you saw that many tokens lost more than 80 or even 90% of their value. Well, actually comparing with other crypto, we had a nice support. We were able to maintain a certain price, but it's true that the deal we had with Pancake was really not at the best moment since their token decrease, and that was supposed to help us a bit. So the market cap is around 10 million right now with the token ETH was still the same, of course, and the current price is about 3 cents. So that was for the figures. I see some remark.
Yeah.
Question?
Yeah, I'll just answer a couple of questions real quick. Jesse's asking, can we copy trade Ben in the future? I don't know if you can actually copy trade Ben or not in the future. Maybe you can copy his hairstyle. I don't.
Well, if you really want to buy at the higher price and sell at the lowest, yeah, you can follow me if you want. No kidding. We have a team at 4C Trading, and we have a lot of traders in the pipe that would like to be a master trader. And so, as soon as the social copy trading will be live, we're gonna add them in that features. It's gonna be very similar to the UpBots rental page, so you will be able to see the different social copy trader and with the performance they had. Except that, for UpBots, normally you trade only on one pair with the social copy trading. And by following a master trader, you will follow several pair at the same time for that trader. So, maybe I will open also my own accounts. Not sure.
Master trader. Am I right, Ben, in saying that the engine part of UpBots that will power the social copy trading piece is like largely already built because it's somewhat similar in terms of the mechanics of the trading bots?
Yeah, actually, the trading engine can already do that. There is just a slight difference between UpBots and Master Trader because, for example, we are receiving the alerts for the UpBots from an API, and for a Master Trader, we put a listener on the account of a user. There is also another difference. Is just like I said. An UpBots will follow only one trade, and so for the master trader, you will follow different pairs, but except for that, the system is exactly the same, and we already built the system, so it's quite easy to launch. It's just the front that we have to finish, and we are trying to make to follow the priorities. We would like, because there is features we need to have for the launch. And so we are just managing that, and that's why it's not yet done. And that's also why I saw that the bot creator was more important than social copy trading. Why? Because it will let a lot more users to create the bots and then to rent it on the marketplace. And that's really something important. So it's close to finish. And the next step will be the social copy trading.
Okay.
Another
the rest of the questions.
Yeah.
The rest of the questions I think we can leave for now and just sort of go, because we can't talk about Binance listings and Dan's suggestion about Ben tokens. I mean, I was going to make a joke about us starting a side project.
I'm afraid
a new algo stable coin that's connected to how long your hair grows, rebases every time you get a haircut, something like that. Could work.
Just for the Binance listing, because it's something that we are often listening. We are receiving a lot of questions regarding a new listing. There is several points. The first one is even if we are working on a listing, we cannot talk about it because there is NDA that we have to sign. It's completely secret, and if we are sharing any information then we could miss that opportunity. So we cannot.
They'd straight up cancel it. It wouldn't even be a question of missing something. Binance would straight up say, "We're done here."
It was exactly the same for Pancake and the syrup pool, etc. It was something completely private and secret. The second thing is that just launching and being listed on a new exchange, if you are not doing it at the right moment, if you are not doing it when your tokenomic is at his highest level or whatever, you could just pay a lot because it costs a lot to be listed on an exchange for actually nothing. So that's why sometimes it's better to wait a bit before trying to be listed, and it also requires a lot of liquidity in tokens because you have to put those tokens to the market maker on a, for example, Binance account, but you also have to put, on the contrary, some fiat, so USDT, for example. So it means that it will cost to be on that exchange, and it will cost you also to manage the price with the market maker. But that's another question. Maybe we could talk about that later. I will continue.
Crack on.
Or there is another question. Any update on commercial launch? Okay. Well, for that question, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So stay with us. All right. Let's start with the phase 2. So if it's the first time that you are hearing about phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, the idea was to launch the commercial version of UpBots in 3 phases. With the first one is only for internal testing. So that's for the performance fee system. In the second phase, we invite the battalion. So it's a close number of users that are helping us and that are promoting UpBots everywhere, actually. And they are
60 guys or girls.
And so we invited them. They are testing already the bots. And what I can say is that it's working really good. There is no bug so far. It's working fine. And the phase 3 will be the global testing. So we're going to invite everybody in that beta version. So why we are doing that? It's because, well, we are not an exchange. We are not just selling a subscription so you can plug your account to a bot. We have something very, very complex, and really more complex than many of you can think, because I have on the side, we have another company with a 4C trading, which is, there is algorithm that you can rent, and it's quite, actually, it's quite basic. Here we have something very huge, and the performance fee system is linked to every possible features, and it made everything very critical in terms of security, but also in terms of process. We are also working on a blockchain. So all those elements needs a lot of time to make sure that, well, it's well developed, there is no bugs, and that's the capital of the user is completely safe. And so that's why we have to make a lot of tests. And here we have 3 phases with different level of testing. And so we are progressively entering in the phase 3. And phase 3 could be considered as the first commercial launch, since the user will already be able to use the UBXT on the interface for the performances, for example. It's just that we're going to keep the word beta as long as the phase 3 is not over. But the 7,700 users will already have the access to everything. So that's the good news. And as I said, the status is that we are finishing right now the phase 2, and all the tests are positive so far. So I'm very positive about that. Yeah. Any points?
That's great so far. No, that's pretty much it. Just that, as Ben said, an important point is that phase 3 will go on probably for quite some time while we really allow the scale to happen to, while we allow users to scale up and really test the beta before we go to what will be the final home of UpBots. It's very important, obviously, that we can manage basically an almost unlimited scale. The next, between now and the end of the year, is going to be a really, really exciting time for UpBots. It is worth saying, someone said something about the tokenomics in the comments, and I just want to say this again because it comes up from time to time, and I think maybe it's something that newer people who are just getting introduced to the project don't fully grasp. This phase 2, phase 3 thing that we're talking about and the performance fee system, this is what powers, it's the engine that powers UBXT. So, like our token price at the moment and what it's been is the support that it's found is literally support from people who understand the project and who are loyal supporters who didn't sell when the dip happened. They'll be with us until we hit $1 or 50 cents or whatever it is that they've decided is a reasonable market cap for UpBots. But right now our token price is supported by loyalty. And when the performance fee system comes online and we move through to phase 3 and the latter part of phase 3, especially before we leave beta, the token price will begin to be supported by the tokenomics, which involve people using the token to use the platform, and fees being paid to the algorithm developers to reward them for doing an amazing job building algorithms that help users win. Trading bots basically closing successful trades means that capital flows to everybody, including to the burning, which reduces the supply, including to UpBots ourselves to help us keep the lights on and the servers running.
On the staking pool, so for those who are staking the UBXT, they are also receiving part of the performance. Right now, we are actually linking the performance fee system to the staking pool, so it should be also live in the coming days. Yeah. Right. So basically, once we get somewhere into phase 3, what will happen is our tokenomics will start to take over, and we'll start to see the real price discovery for UBXT. And it's entirely and eternally deflationary. That's a lot of big words. But basically what I mean is that it should, over time, increase in price organically, let's say. As more users join the platform, it automatically means that there's less UBXT around and that there's more demand for it. So if you've done any supply and demand economics at all, increased demand, decreased supply equals increased price. Yep. But that's not a financial advice, Neil, right? No, right? Of course not. No. I'm not suggesting that you go put your life savings into UBXT or anything like it. I'm just saying that phase 2 and 3 phase 3 means that the performance fee system comes online, which means that the token has an actual the engine that drives the token, let's say, is also coming online. The nuclear reactor for UBXT. So regarding the question for Laurie, you apparently Laurie would like to be the 61 in the battalion group. So Neil, is it still open? Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Well, once we move to phase 3, we'll open it up again. It was closed for phase 2 because we wanted to reward those guys. They're so awesome. They're jumping on tweets all the time, and they're basically running around the internet telling anybody who wants to listen that UpBots is the bomb. So if that sounds like your style, then we'd love to have you, Laurie. Just message Bullet on our Telegram group. Another question, is Alameda a part of your internal testing for the platform? So as you know, Alameda is one of the investors, and we are always talking to them and we are close to them. So they are following the progress with us. They are also helping us. So that's what I can say. And definitively phase 3 is big. Yes, it is, because it means that finally the tokens will be much more than just a tool for speculation. It will really be something that the user will be able to use. No problem. You can share all your view. You can ask all your questions, Kildeep. That's perfectly fine, and that's why we are making the live stream here. So, and for all the others, if you have something in mind or if you have a question, please just send it. Yeah. All right, let's go with the next page. So we launched the DAO. So if you were there, I don't know if it was in February or January, Neil, when we started with the UBXG for the governance token. Finally, we saw the reaction of the community, and since we are always listening to the community, we decided to completely forget about that. And so now we launched DAO, so the decentralized organization for UpBots, and where the community can vote for the decision. And so the first decision was for the name of the bots. It's a small decision, of course.
Very important.
Yeah, very, very important. That's right. But that's just to give an idea of how it will work. And so we, but maybe Neil, I will let you explain it because you were in charge of this.
Well, I was only in charge of telling people about it. But yeah, so basically the DAO, yeah, so it's based on UBXT. If you've got UBXT in your wallet that's connected to basically the time, we take a snapshot of, so when a proposal is put live, if you have UBXT, you can vote, and the amount of UBXT you have sort of speaks to how much voting power you have. There's a whole system set up, and I don't want to go into every detail of it because we'll be here for an hour. But basically, there's discussion happens in Discord. We put proposals out. We will share those improvement proposals in Telegram as well when we have them. And also, if you're a community member, you can suggest proposals, which is what we hope will happen. So if there's something you want to see, if there's something you really want to see happen, then you can suggest it.
Exactly.
If enough people in the community like the idea, then it goes to a vote basically, and we put together the details, and then the voting happens with people putting their UBXT where their mouth is, so to speak. And then if there's a consensus, if there's a majority consensus on one thing or the other, then that's what happens, and we move to implement that on behalf of the community.
Exactly.
So it's just formalizing basically something that we kind of were already doing, really, in the sense that we've always listened to the community. We've always believed the community is incredibly important, and that crowdsourcing wisdom is generally speaking a good idea. So yeah, the DAO just puts a formal structure on that.
Exactly. So actually, we put all the rules also on Discord. So you can see what you can do and how you can suggest a new proposal. And it's, the idea is really to give you more power because there is a lot of subjects where the community can give their opinion and change things. So please just do on the Discord, check, and if you have a suggestion or anything else, it's not that hard to push the community to follow your idea. So we invite you to go there, and I'm really excited to see what the next idea will be. Really. So I think Neil, the link to Discord, you can find it on Telegram and on the website, right?
Yes. I'll share it. We'll also put it in the notes to this live stream wherever you're watching it. It'll be in the show notes afterwards. I'll get one of the team to do that. Okay, Dan, that's your job if you're listening still.
All right.
This is better in a way. I can just say it. Okay.
Now let's talk about the market. Just before that, also from Twitch, you can join Discord, right? And actually, if the community doesn't like Discord to make the vote, that's also something you could suggest in the DAO. So that could be subject to vote. All right, Neil. Now it's your turn with marketing.
All right. I'm just going to quickly answer a question from Kuldeep again. He's asking about staking and can you do it with Trust Wallet? Yes, you can. You can also do it with MetaMask, and you can just do it through your UpBots account. If you log into your UpBots account, you'll see a little piggy bank signal on the menu item on the left. And if you just pop in there, connect your wallet, whatever flavor wallet you want, and then you'll be able to just stake your UBXT single-sided, whether it's on Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum. So, yeah, so that's that. So the marketing side of things. All right, first of all, as Ben alluded to earlier on, we are living in a sort of a strange market reality, and that does affect marketing, unfortunately. It's a little bit like, the way I think about it is when we're in this sort of I don't know if we can call it a bear market yet, but it's certainly bearish and sideways and choppy. And at the moment, yeah, it's definitely more bearish than bullish, I would say. So in the current market conditions, it's sort of a little bit like, sailing a boat in the middle of a storm. You don't want to put all your sails up and lash out the spinnaker and subject yourself to the full force of the madness of the storm. And when it comes to marketing in crypto, that's sort of a reality that we have to take into consideration. So we have a bunch of spend lined up to spend on certain things like influencers and some other channels, ads, etc. And we sort of, I took the decision to throw the pause on that when everything dropped, when mostly Bitcoin dropped a few weeks back. So all those arrangements are all still in place. We're just waiting to push go on that again, and once the market looks a bit more favorable. Because right now, the reality is, if we spend that money, we're only going to get pennies on the dollar in terms of the return on the investment. It just doesn't make sense. What we are doing in these current conditions is knuckling down and hustling harder than ever. So my entire team are working their asses off at the moment, to do as much as we can through sort of the existing channels that we have that we can work in organically. And so it's all about growth hacking and guerrilla marketing at the moment. Also, we're doing a lot on social media and bits through email marketing and content marketing and things that we can do ourselves. So in June, we have something to celebrate, which is that in Twitter, I think it's just last week, actually, in Twitter, we had 4 times the amount of engagement we normally have, 4 times the amount of link clicks, 4 times the tweet impressions, 6.5 times the retweets, and 6 times the likes. Those are pulled from our KPI report for this week. So that was really good work by the whole team, I would say, on that. We have had a number of partnerships. This is something else that we can do in the current conditions that does yield some amount of bang for buck, but doesn't actually cost us anything too much except time. Which is, we are always looking for new partnerships that make sense for UpBots. And this week, we are this week we agreed a deal with BitMEX, who you may know, as a trading software partner. So UpBots will be featured on their trading software partners page. Well, actually, sorry, their partners page under the trading software section alongside 3 commas and others. We have pretty much done a deal with Mercor Finance. So that's going to allow us to really expand the scope of what's possible for our algo developers on UpBots. This is something else I think we should probably touch on, Ben. If you want to add anything to this, just this sort of sidetrack that I'm about to take for a second here, feel free. UpBots doesn't develop algorithms. We build trading bots and we build software. We need to be neutral in that, so that we can attract the best algorithm developers in the world. That's the whole point, is that we aggregate the best that is out there in terms of brain power when it comes to developing algorithms. Of course, we have a sister company, 4C Trading, who develop algos, and they have put the algos that we have, some of the algos that we have already on the platform. But the real key, one of the keys, in my opinion, at least, for UpBots' success, is that we can attract the absolute best that the world has to offer in terms of building trading algorithms and bring those to the retail investor. And Mercor Finance will allow us to do some really cool stuff with Python to incorporate machine learning into the bots. So the bots get smarter basically as they trade. So I think that's going to be something that's really cool, and allows us to sort of keep pace with what's happening at the moment in terms of in terms of the development of algorithms in general in the trading space.
Also, I can say that we are receiving a lot of requests, and a lot of people would like to add the algorithm on UpBots. We are reviewing all of them, and we have many algorithms in the pipe for, and actually they should be added next week. So something like 5 new bots should be added next week normally. It's still, it was still the demo, so that's why we had a limited number of algos. But right now we are improving that, and the whole team is contacting also a lot of expert traders. So also, if you know expert traders, you can contact them, and you could invite them to contact us, because it's not like another platform. I mean, here, if the algorithm is good, they could earn a lot, and a lot more than by just renting a monthly subscription. Like if one user is trading 100,000 or 1 million, it could make a lot more than just renting an algorithm for $20. So you can, if you want to help us, please talk about us around you, and invite the traders to try to be listed on UpBots. Okay,
Thank
just
you,
for the question. Thank you. Yeah, and
great decision on marketing, Neil. She said.
Kildeep, for the staking, well, actually, there is several places where you can stake your UBXT. Of course, there is the interface. You can stake. There is the UBXT staking pool and the LP staking pool for on Ethereum for Uniswap, and on PancakeSwap for BSC. But if you really want to help us, the best solution would be to add liquidity on Pancake, and then to put your liquidity token on Beefy, because they will take the rewards in Cake, the token, and they will buy back directly the UBXT and the BUSD on the market. And so that generates always some buying pressure. So that's really, really good for the token. So everybody, if you want to help, you can do that.
Beefy Finance is awesome. We had an AMA with them last week, and or not last week, sorry, a few weeks ago. Sorry, I got distracted by Dan's comment. My ass has indeed left my body. Not sure what the hell he's talking about there.
I don't know.
Anyway, we did an AMA with Beefy a while back, and it was great. It's a fantastic project. Yeah, I'm a big fan of theirs since that AMA.
Yeah.
Anyways, to just crack on, there were some suggestions about the types of marketing that are good in this type of market, and actually we're already doing all of those things. So we do a weekly AMA. With the project, can you just go back one slide?
Sorry.
Thanks. We're doing an NFT, which is where I was going next. We give away an NFT each month. It's just something that we try to have fun with, to engage the community. It's 90% fun. We don't do a huge amount. Sometimes we ask people to tweet or do some other small promotional type thing, but not really. Usually this month it's riddles. So we're giving away an NFT trader card. It's only one of 12, and we hope that they will become immensely valuable in the future for people. I'd love to see someone sell one for an obscene amount of money. That would be really cool. It's just a little bit of fun. This month, we're in the third one. It's the technical analysis, the charter is the card, and we get about between 30 and 40 entries per riddle so far. And actually, I'm really surprised, because some people are really, really good at answering the riddles. So there's not that much of a difference in the top few. But nobody's gotten absolutely everyone right so far. So, and we're going to throw in a few curveballs. This is going to go on for a while, I would say. So yeah, Dan and I are going to come up with a way to throw in a few curveballs. We're going to shake things up a little bit, just to sort of make it a little bit more difficult for a few questions, and try and just give everybody a fair chance, basically. So that's what's going on there. We're actively working to recruit algo developers, as Ben has already said. I don't think we need to talk about that too much more. But yeah, again, if you do anybody who can build algorithms, we'd love to talk with them. So yeah, next slide, please, Ben.
Just for the question, I saw some. The first one, have you decided when in August you will stop FTX staking? Exactly. So just to be clear, we are not. It says actually FTX is decided themselves for the day. They are doing that. It's not us. We are not responsible of that. We just asked them to finish at the beginning of the month. But that's it. Then they decide. So, for example, the fact that you cannot withdraw the UBXT before the end of the staking program, that's their decision, not ours, right? So, our power there is quite limited. But as far as I know, they followed us when we asked to stop in the 1st August. Is that possible, Neil?
Well, the 1st of August is a Sunday, so it's unlikely it'll be the 1st, but it might be the 2nd or the 3rd is my guess. I'll touch base with them again about that actually and just check. But yeah, it was supposed to be the start around the start of August. So, I'd be surprised if it goes beyond the 1st week. Okay.
Another thing, when will the NFT riddle competition end? I cannot click on the question. You see it?
Can't add the when will the NFT contest? Oh, riddle competition end. Okay. It'll end. That will end either the same day that we launch phase 3 or a couple of days afterwards. It's going to be tied fairly closely to the launch of phase 3. I would say there's about another somewhere between 1 and 2 weeks left. But yeah, we haven't actually set a fixed date. We will tell you a few days before the end, and we'll do a little bit of leaderboard stuff closer to the end of the contest. But for right now, I would say if you're in it and you've answered the questions, you've answered the riddles, and you're doing well, keep going. It's never over until the fat lady sings. I don't know if we're trying to find ourselves a fat lady to sing, but yeah, it's still open. It's still up for grabs.
Okay. Another question regarding the bots. So have you thought about bots which trade in not USDT pair like ETH, BTC? Yes, actually, it's possible. We are just waiting for developers with an algorithm available for it. That's it. Even if right now, when the market is bearish, is maybe not the best idea because you will be in BTC, and if the BTC decrease, well, your balance in USDT will also decrease. But we are just waiting for that. All the pairs are actually available for that. So
it is also worth saying that like our goal is eventually to have bots that are going to trade any pair you can think of, as long as it has a certain amount of liquidity, obviously, because we can't have a situation where Pierrot comes along and changes the market, basically.
Yeah, but Pierrot, you are completely right. I mean, I know that people indeed would like to accumulate or ETH or BTC. We are just waiting for developers for algo dev for that. Maybe a last question, and we can continue. Ben, any idea when phase 3 will start? I mean, in how many days? Well, I will never again give any date for a launch because in IT, trust me, I'm in contact with all the IT team every day, and even when they tell me, yeah, it's going to be ready in 1 hour, sometimes, well, it will take far more because you discover another issue for that last fix or last features, and it requires a little more times and a few more days. What I can say is that we don't have any issue right now. So it's more a question of the last UX and user experience adaptation that we are making right now, and also for the marketing. But without giving a number of days, I think that maybe in the coming week, maybe with the S, but it should be really soon, because that's the only thing I wait. I really would like to invite all the community on the last version. It's not going to be in a few weeks. It's really for very soon.
Yeah, you can be absolutely assured that everybody here is really anxious to get phase 3 out. It has to be ready, obviously, and Ben is a perfectionist, so he won't let them ship things that aren't ready just to try and satisfy some sort of arbitrary deadline. But yeah, but we're all pushing very hard, especially the IT team, to make that happen.
They hate me. They really hate me, and for at all the level, even for the design. That's also something we are discussing. So we have the new design, as already explained, and maybe I will. I should talk about that later with the IT development. But the completely new interface is something I really push because I do not like really the current design. I really would like to improve it. And so the new design will probably go out at the same time that the real commercial version. So for the phase 3, it's going to be still the same design. That's normally a matter of week to test everything to be sure that everything is working. And for the official big launch, it's going to be with the new design. Let's go with the next slides, right?
Yep, cool.
All right.
So is that... Oh, hang on. Let me get rid of the question. There we go. So yeah, so currently, it was always part of our plan that when we went to phase 2, that we would have something that we could show to some reviewers and some influencers. So there are people looking at that right now to write reviews. We have some press going out. Ben's going to be interviewed again sometime soon, I think early next week. The market conditions at the moment are quite good for publicity. There's no issue around sell the news because nobody's buying or selling anything right now. So yeah, I think it's a good time for us to publish some stuff, get some pure content out there. The website, we have redeveloped the homepage. It's a funny thing. The website has gone through a number of iterations, but because the project keeps developing and we have new things coming online all the time, like the bots being there now means that should take a larger place of pride, I suppose, on the homepage. We should be showing performance fees, etc. Some things from community feedback and some things just make sense that we had kind of always planned to do. So that's pretty much ready to go at the moment. There's just a few little technical pieces that have to be plugged together basically to make the dynamic stuff work properly. And yeah, it's a new phase of the project. So our homepage should reflect that basically. So that'll be coming online hopefully around the same time as phase 3. And then in June we did AMAs with Babylon's, Hyperjump, Beefy Finance, and we did an external AMA with Bitcoin for Vietnam and with Tomo Chain as well in our own group. And we also started a new initiative, live streams, which is what you're watching at the moment, and what last week we did with Zilliqa, which was really quite interesting. So it's a little bit more like a podcast, a little bit more informal, and we chat to other projects that we think the community would be interested in, and possibly partners that we're partnered with to talk about how that might work. And obviously there's the monthly recap, and one of the live streams I'm sure Ben will join when he can, and then guest interviews and stuff like that as well. So I'm hoping that we're going to come to you with the live stream either a couple times, between 2 and 4 times a month, basically. That's the hope at the moment. But obviously it's like everything else. You don't start at a sprint, you start at a walk, and then you work up to that. So that's where we're at with those.
Yep. And actually, I saw some comments. So, well, again, thank you, Kuldeep. I saw your message above saying that we should make some AMA. But, well, we are already doing it. And it's one of the top priority of the marketing team. And
it's a great time for it at the moment. It's a great time for it.
And someone is also asking if we can expect swap in the UpBots platform. Really? We already have the swap. It's already there for months.
go forth and DEX swap until your heart's content.
No, it's so yeah, we have a partnership with DEX AG, and so it's already on their interface. So if you want to make some swap, it's already possible.
So another question: in the future, if I want to sell UBXT in Binance Smart Chain and have and shifted to Ethereum, ERC20, UBXT.
Okay.
And we have a swap service for that at UpBots. We also have that already built into the platform.
That's a bridge, actually. So in order to go from one blockchain to another one, it's not really a swap, it's a bridge. And so for that, we worked with André Cronge from Yearn Finance and many, actually a lot of successful projects on the crypto space. And so
he's a legend.
Sorry?
He's a legend.
Yeah, it's really. Well, we already have that bridge on the interface. So right now, if you go on UpBots on bridge section, you can move your token from one blockchain to the other. All right, let's go with
next slide.
Next slide.
Okay, so in July, from a strategic perspective, it's going to depend very much on what the market does, but we're ready in either event. Hopefully, BTC will absolutely go to the moon. If that starts to happen, we have budget there; it's ready to go. You'll start to see influencers talk about UpBots. We have ads. You'll see ads around the place as well. And if the bears persist, we'll just continue to hustle organically, doing the things that we're doing, trying all the time to grow the community, trying all the time to raise awareness through organic channels. And then the big event, I suppose, in July, at least as far as I can see right now, is going to be the Phase 3 launch, which will happen sometime in July. We'll be doing a big push to convert as many of our current nearly 8,000 users as possible. I would expect that at some time in July, we should hit the 8K mark based on the previous daily users. So that's, can't take it for granted, obviously, but even right now, we've close enough to that. So we'll be using email marketing and an assortment of other marketing techniques to try and convert as many of those as possible into bot users that are part of the performance fee ecosystem. So those are kind of going to be the goals around Phase 3, and obviously we will do some external marketing as well to promote Phase 3. So something else we're working on at the moment is sort of an edu marketing campaign. So we were talking about this last month, I think. I mentioned that we got one of the guys from our battalion is awesome dude. He works in TV in the UK, so he's very qualified, I would say, to create video content, and we commissioned him to make a bunch of videos to help really simple, kind of short 30-second type videos to help newbies, basically more easily use the platform or more easily buy UBXT, etc. So we're in the process of putting together a sort of an edu marketing campaign that partially involves that and partially involves doing a sort of a webinar, seminar type thing where we will use Facebook ads and other ad channels that basically don't allow crypto marketing. We will run ads on those to try and recruit people who just want to learn about crypto, the newbies, I guess you could say. And we'll do some sort of a seminar where we sort of take them by the hand and lead them through the process of getting UBXT, getting on the platform, what crypto trading is all about at a sort of a basic level, and how trading bots are basically better than humans, unless the humans are really, really advanced in terms of technical analysis. So trading bots can make a really nice risk-managed way of getting involved in crypto, I think, for the newbie. So that's kind of the purpose of those edu marketing campaigns. And and then the rest is just business as usual. I mean, there's 4 full-time people on the marketing team, including myself, and we have a even bigger team of 5 customer service kind of representatives, I guess you could say, or customer care people, community care people whose job it is to make sure that all the questions in our Telegram, Discord, and through our support channels, and we have a support desk as well. So those guys field all of those communications all the time, and the rest of us are working basically at putting out stuff into the universe to let the universe know that UpBots exists, basically. And that obviously happens inside of our strategic guidelines. So yeah, I think that's pretty much marketing in summed up for the next month.
There is a question regarding the marketing, and especially I think for the edu marketing. Someone is asking if we're going to have some tutorials on how to use bots in the bots platform to trade for complete newbies.
Yeah, so absolutely. We have a Git book already. So the Git book, the way the Git book works is you have some sort of a thing that you want to try and do, and you can go to Git book, and in there you'll find the sort of step-by-step guide, as well as now the videos, which are being embedded in there all the time. But we're also going to repurpose those videos and use them in a sort of a more a use case type scenario where, so we've already generated all these use cases and mapped out the journey of that person. So I'm a total newbie. I want to get into crypto trading, but I don't know how. So what are the steps that person needs to take to travel that journey, basically, and do it without, with as little risk and danger as possible. So basically, we feel like if we can help people navigate that journey without too much fear and uncertainty, then in the long run, that's good for UpBots, because it gains us a new user who trusts us, and it shows. Basically, it also helps adoption, which is one of our bigger goals, I guess you could say, is to try and get more people into crypto.
Even if I hope that with the new design, especially, people won't need those tutorials, because really the idea is also to have something easy to do, easy to use, something really perfect. So I hope that nobody gonna look at those tutorials, but we're gonna make them.
We have it there anyway, just in case. Yeah, and there's a road to travel between where we are today and when someone will basically be able to put their credit card in and then, just trade, essentially. So there's always going to be steps and things that need a little bit of explanation for the time being, at least. But yeah, my job is to make sure that explanation exists, and Ben's job is to make sure that explanation doesn't need to exist.
Indeed, that's a good definition of my job.
Yeah.
And so another part of this job is also to make sure that we are moving ahead with the IT development. And so you saw what a transition, right? That was a good transition.
A nice segue.
Yeah. And so in terms of development in June, the biggest element is, of course, the performance. So we started to test the performance phase in June. Internally, we launched the phase 2. So the battalion members were able to test it live. It means that we also made a lot of UX improvements for them, because we saw that sometimes they had some difficulties with dumb figures or whatever. So we had to analyze that and to improve the UI, even if we have to then move to another design. It's going to also be implemented as a new one. So it was really, really something very interesting to see the people using the interface. Now we have a better vision of where they're looking at, how they are, what kind of behavior they have on each page. And so it will help the rest of the community for the official launch. Yeah, we also launched the UBXT wallet for the battalion, so they can, and in a few days for you too, so they can make the deposit of UBXT. They can allocate to a bot the credits, the virtual credits, etc. is also working and has been launched. We added a few new algos, and other will come. We made also the update of the Optimus bots for the performances. Well, yeah, I explained a lot of that already. We also added the Google and Facebook login. It's a small thing, but actually I find it quite useful. So it works even if you have the 2FA. You will still need to put your 2FA if you have it. And my advice for you all to use it is very important. But now you have also that features to log with your Google or Facebook. For the mobile app, well, we worked a lot on that. It's actually the version 1 is actually done, and it's in testing and feedback phase. We're gonna have to adapt some elements because the community on the desktop, and actually, if you are listening this, you already probably tried the desktop version. Well, the public for the mobile version is completely different, and so we have to make sure that the onboarding is perfect. So when they download the application, we have to take their hands to add the new API for the exchange, to make a first trade, etc., etc. It's something very different. Otherwise, they will just delete the application if they find that not easy, and then we're going to have a bad review. So that's why we are not promoting it already. It's because we want to improve it, and we take all the feedback to be sure that when it's going to be published and available, we will just have very, very good reviews. And actually, that was a discussion we had with the marketing. So we were all agreed for that. And for the hot wallet, so we had the implementation of Trust Wallet via Wallet Connect. For what is coming? Well, what a surprise! The phase 3 is coming. So for the performance fees, we're going to start soon the phase 3. And so everybody will be able to use the performance fees system. And we're going to then completely delete the demo version for the new version, of course. So just to let you know, if you have UBXT on the staking pool, you will still have the community bot for free, and the other bots, so for example, the iRobot bots were working quite well. Well, for that, you will have to use the UBXT. And for the new bots, it will be also thanks the UBXT. For the bot creator, I already talked about that last month. Actually, it's done.
Sorry, can I just take one step back with you for a second?
Sure.
You didn't say anything about the limits on the bots.
Okay.
Phase 3.
So right now the limits per bots is 2,500. It was because it was a testing, and we're gonna increase that limit, of course. We're gonna increase it for the beta version to 25,000. And as soon as we see that there is no issue, that everything is working perfectly fine, at that moment we're gonna or completely stop the limits for big pairs like BTC, USDT, for example, or put a specific limits, for example, for Tomo, where the volume is not sufficient to let everybody trade on it. We're gonna have a kind of limits, but that's another question. But yeah, we're going to increase that limit. Yeah. It was a question.
It has to be in line with the liquidity that's available in the market.
Exactly.
We can't have UpBots bot like shooting the price of a currency up and then back down again. So yeah, that wouldn't.
We are not a pump and dump channel. Really, it shouldn't. Yeah, we cannot accept that. So generally, we're going to take only the pair where there is sufficient volume. But for other one, well, we're going to have to put some limit depending on the number of people on the bots and the total capital traded. But well, for that, it's not for now. It's not for now.
Yeah.
So for the bot creator, as I already explained, well, it's actually completely done. We just need to test it. It's going to take just a few days, but right now all the team is busy on other stuff, and so I prefer to let them stay focused on those other elements. There is the refactoring of the front end. Just to go back to bot creator, well, as soon as the one of two other tasks are done, I will put one of the dev on it, and I hope to have it also very soon. For the refactoring of the front ends, well, I think you saw in the last video I shared a lot of screen for the new version, the new design. It's really beautiful. I really like it. It has been done well by one really famous designer, actually in the field. He worked for some of the leader in the Silicon Valley. So I cannot say a lot about that, but anyway, we are really, really happy of the new design, and so we are still continuing to implement the new design and then and make the connection from the front to the backend. The mobile app, as I said, is in testing on Android, and so we are improving it. And I hope we're going to be able to share it to the community soon as the onboarding process and some other elements are fixed. And well, many other things. Like I said earlier, a new algorithm are coming. There is the algo dev view, so that's only for the algo dev, so they can see the performance of the bots, the number of people on those bots, how much they earn, etc., etc. It's something that should be pushed in the coming, normally on Monday. The margin trading is something we started to work on. So especially right now when the market is going down, I know that a lot of people would like to have a bot able to trade for downtrends too, and in leverage. So we are working on it right now. There is the vault. I saw a message just before this live stream. So right now we are implementing it on the interface, so making the connection between the contract and the interface. Then we're going to test it. So for the vault, if the first time that you are hearing about that, for UpBots at least, the idea is on the staking page, we're going to have a third kind of pool. So it's going to be in USDT, BUSD, well, stablecoin. So the user can add their stablecoin there. Then we're gonna farm it on website like Belt, for example, and others, and we claim the rewards by UBXT on the market, and you receive two kind of APY, the internal APY. So it's in stablecoin, and a second APY in UBXT. And so thanks to that, you will get return on investments, and you stay on stablecoin, so it's quite safe. And at the same time, you receive UBXT and you help UBXT since we're gonna add buying pressure thanks to that. And a small part will also be burned. Well, it will also decrease the demand, not the demand, also decrease the supply. And so for the same demand, as you explained it earlier, Neil, it means a lot of good thing for the UBXT. But it's not a financial advice. Then the OKX exchange, manual trades, and AlgoBots, it's ongoing. Social copy trading, as I said, it's already developed on the back end. It's just there is just the front end and some connection that we have to do. That's also something planned for the coming weeks. So we're going to start to work on that. The courses marketplace, and actually many other things. I forgot also to add on the slides, but last month we worked a lot on the infrastructure of bots with 7,500 and now 700 users. We had the server, well, really they had a lot of difficulties to follow the demands, and since every user needs 1,000 of requests from the exchange, just from many API, because we need the price of each coin, the number of tokens they have on their hot wallet, on the exchange, etc. So we worked a lot on that to follow and to be scalable. And so right now, normally the platform should be already far faster than before, and with the new front end, it should be even faster. So that's also something I wanted to point out.
I just realized that we are wardrobe coordinating again.
Sorry?
Last time we did a live stream.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's the only time we're wardrobe coordinated is when we do live streams, and it's completely by accident. You have the same V-neck, black T-shirt.
That's right.
Last time it was a blue one with a collar.
Yeah, it's not on purpose, really.
No, total accident.
So, well, I think that's it for the coming elements. Let's check at the question. I see that Kuldeep doesn't like Elon Musk. Well, me neither right now. Some YouTubers.
Elon is Elon. You have to understand what you're getting when you look at Elon. You know?
Yeah, but don't need financial advice.
The man's not concerned with stuff like market movements from tweets. He's just having a good time, and he's,
Can we have top performer? Dashboards, analytics about win-lose by bots, P&L calculation. All right, so right now
that's going to be on the homepage. That's going to be on the homepage. When we release the new homepage, it's going to have a section that ranks the top performing bots in the month, basically. So they'll be the top 4 bots from all of the bots, which, is a small number at the moment. 4 out of what's there at the moment will be about half or a quarter once the new bots are added. But when there's hundreds or thousands of bots on the platform, that'll be quite the competitive space to get your bot if you're an algo developer. So, yeah, absolutely.
So there's several filters for the users to be able to choose the best one according to his strategy. You will see the best bots on the website and on the dashboard, on the homepage, everywhere actually, and you will also have far more information about each bot. That's really, really, really the idea. And actually, this feedback already came to us from the battalion. So, that's why we already worked on that to improve those kind of information.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it, guys. If you have any other question, that's the moment.
Yeah, by all means, ask them now. Also, we're always around, so don't be shy. Come into the Telegram group. If you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube and you haven't joined us on Telegram, by all means, come join us. If you think, if you get really into UpBots, just know that we're such an open and awesome community, basically, so far. I have to say that the guys that are still here with us at this stage in our community are, by and large, totally cool people. So, it's a great project to get involved with. Come join us on Discord and help us with the directions, the strategic direction, the operational directions of the future, and by suggesting things for an improvement proposal. I will put it to the DAO. Yeah. Exactly.
And even if you think that the DAO process is there is someone. If you think that that's the
pizza's delivered
parts, you can of course contact us, and we're gonna help you.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. Kuldeep asks any merch. Yeah, we have a merch shop, UpBots-store.com. I think. Is that right?
I think that's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
It's already possible.
Yeah.
And
it's already possible.
Pizza. Yeah, maybe for the match. No, the match is in between Belgium and Italy. Is in a few hours. So I will be ready for that. I will put my Belgium shirts and yeah.
Are you gonna win?
Of course we will.
No, Italy are gonna beat you. Come on.
Okay, let's stop there. Of course we're gonna win. Of course. Anyway, okay. I hope that you will all be for Belgium, obviously, because nobody likes Italy when they are playing. They're always falling on the ground. So please, guys, think of me because I will be in front of my computer, walking and watching the game at the same times. And so thank you, thanks a lot. I don't see any other questions, so I think that's.
No, I think fine. We're done.
Yep. Thank you, Neil, for helping me for Tisco and for this live stream. I hope that we answered to all the questions, and now it's more clear what we did during the last months and what we plan to do in the coming days and weeks. I'm really excited because I think we are getting to the end of this marathon, or at least to the first steps of this marathon, because the road is still long. But well, at least we're gonna have the performance system working, maybe more bots, and we're gonna let the community use all those tools. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for people the performance fee system to just start really like cranking along, and to see all those tokens getting burnt and flowing into the algo devs and everything. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. All right. Thanks a lot.
Guys.
Thank you, and see you next time for the next live stream. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.